Good morning, YouTube. Good morning. Good to have you guys joining me again here on a Saturday, April 11th. And I got about 10 minutes before we start the live program. So if you're watching this on the replay, you can fast forward about 11 minutes from right now. So there you have it. Hope all is well in YouTube land here at the ranch. A little skiff of snow overnight. It's windy this morning, and according to my phone, it's like 20 degree. Let's see, what do we have here? That's the wrong town. Let's go into there. It's currently 29 degrees with a wind chill of 18. So hopefully the baby calves will make it through this, baby. All right. Let's go here and get this stuff ready to go. Make sure this is all good. Yep. That's ready. So there you have it. Hope you're COVID-19 free. If not, you're quarantined. Like if you're bored and you want something to do during your quarantine, I have some fence to fix. Got a lot of fence to fix. COVID-19 anti-juice. Whoops, I'm going to the wrong screen here. I'd say this morning I got Brian Mayman from Rolling Bones Outfitters. How is this going to hurt the outfitting side of things, especially somebody like them that does hunts worldwide? That's what I want to know. And later on, the second half, we're going to have John Murphy from South Dakota Game Fish and Parks. And we're going to be seeing what old Governor Nome is having the game and fish do down in that side of the things. Since the North Dakota side doesn't like coming on the air with me anymore. We didn't play well together, I guess. Let's see here. Where's my stuff? So we have that. Let's see here. Hooked up through Mumble for the rest of the other stations. So there we go. A few minutes before we get rocking and rolling. So let me know if you're hooked up with me. What's going on your side? If you're on YouTube here watching, what's happening? Just writing some notes down. And there we are. All right. What's the message to me this morning here? Karen, good morning. How's everything in the wonderful land of Mobridge? Get ready to come down and do some fishing, some social distancing on a boat here. Morning, Waylon. Cold, windy this morning there, yeah. Are you still living up, is that Harmon Lake or Harmony Lake or up in that subdivision? Are you still living up that way or are you not living there anymore? Let me know. Because the last time I remember driving north up there, there wasn't very many trees. So I'm sure there's a little bit of wind going on. So there you have it. Let me know. Harmon Lake, okay. I think Harmony is up north of Hazen. Cool. Hope everything's going well. These days you should get back to Flasher. Who didn't want to come back on with you? There we go. That doesn't need to be on YouTube. All right. So that's what's happening. Everybody's locked in their house. We're going to be talking some outdoor good stuff here today. Have a little fun. There you go, Todd. There you go. All right. I'm going to give my first guest a call. So YouTube, stand by. Hang tight, as they say here. See if they answer. Better shut that down. Let's see. This is a number I don't recognize. Brian, how are you? Pretty darn good. A little chilly up here today. Where are you calling home right now? You are in Spearfish. Okay. Well, the number I looked at, I was like 262. What the hell is this? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. 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 All right. Well, cool. Good deal. Well, stand by here. I'm going to switch over to my studio phone and just hold on. All right, Brian, you can hear me through the studio here?
I can hear you well.
Perfect. Just to let you know, we are live on YouTube right now. So before we go on with all the radio station affiliates here, I always do a little pregame here on YouTube. So whatever you say is on the tube.
On the tube.
On the tube. So what's the weather like in Spearfish? You guys are going to get dumped on again down there or what?
Well, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to start raining here in a little while, and we could get up to 16 inches. They're forecasting between this afternoon and tomorrow morning, and it looks a little ominous out there, so could happen.
Ominous. Holy cow. You're stretching my mind this morning. It's too early for this, though. Yeah. Good deal. Yeah.
It looks that way up your way. Belfouche, I can't see right now.
Yeah.
So usually where I sit up on the foothills here in the Black Hills, I can see Belfouche, and I can't see it right now.
Oh, really?
The Redwater Rim is covered with smoke clouds, so we're ready to go.
Yeah, it's we got a little skiff of snow last overnight. I was out. I had a little campfire last night. The wind went down. It was nice. Why not, right? And I think it was up until about midnight. Shut everything down, and put the coals out, and put some water on it, and went to bed. And just like within a half hour, the wind kicked up and got nasty. So I timed it perfectly.
Yeah, you got to enjoy a campfire and good night's sleep. Woke up to white.
Yeah, except my sweatshirt this morning smells like smoke.
that is the consequence of a fire, isn't it?
Yeah. How much snow is a skiff? They say. Okay. Good question. That's why I'm not a weather person here. I'll take a photo.
Yeah.
For Mr.
I wouldn't
Todd Mitchell.
I might be good at being a weather guy though. I could get everything wrong a lot of the times and still be right. So that'd be good.
Well, the one thing it seems like weather meteorologists can get right is the wind. It seems they're pretty accurate on that all the time.
Well, you ranchers in South Dakota and North Dakota, you can probably get that right most of the time too.
10 to 20 every day.
Yeah.
Higher gusts possible. Yeah.
Now that's funny.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought I wanted to be a weather person one time here, and so it nearly skipped you. Yep. There you go. Yeah, I thought it was going to be a good idea to stand in front of a television camera when I was in college, and then I decided I have the face for radio. Let's stick with that.
Right.
So.
I get that. I have a voice for radio this morning. This last week's been busy for us, so I've been on the phone a bunch. I feel like I'm a little hoarse this morning, but yeah.
You have to do like the old school radio announcers used to do. Is like they thought if they smoked a whole bunch of cigarettes, it gave them that really nice mellow voice is what they thought. So that's what you need to do.
Oh,
just start smoking.
Yeah, that's That has bad consequences there too.
Little hard to hike after some elk when you're smoking all the time, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So
That's exactly right.
financial wise, what the hell, huh? Holy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Are you advising people to buy right now? Buy low and hope
Well,
to sell high?
Yeah. Well, we lived through, the 2008 deal, and I've been in that world for a long time. So we, it all depends on what band you're laying in or sitting in.
Yeah.
Folks that are closer to retirement, this is going to hurt them if they weren't diversified and out of the market. But even the bond market was down, and has taken some hits on this. This is going to be tough for everybody. It's it's going to be tough. I'm just hoping they get it going here sooner than later, and realize that every state isn't created equal, and let's march forward.
I'm going to turn you down. We're about 15 seconds away, so stand by here. Stations, 15 seconds right there on mark. And 10-second mark right there. 5. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. I'm your host, Scott Bachmeyer here, and each and every Saturday morning we get the opportunity to talk outdoors, which I guess is probably one of the best things you can have for some of you that might be feeling a little confined because of the COVID-19 stuff here. But get out, enjoy what the Dakota Territory has to offer here. Hey, a quick shout out to L&H Branding Irons out of Mandan. They did just a super fast, quick turnaround for some of my branding irons, and with the uncertainty of whether some of us will be able to brand with a crew or not, whatever we're going to be doing, they're making sure to take care of the ranchers and the cattle producers out there. So big thanks, L&H Branding Irons. You can sure check them out on the website here. My first guest this morning is Brian Mayman out of Spearfish, South Dakota. He runs a company called Rolling Bones Outfitters. Morning, Brian. How's it going today?
Doing well, Scott. Good morning to you too.
Thank you. So how's this COVID-19 pandemic is first up, I totally spaced out that you have a financial business too, besides your outfitting business. So I'm going to ask you this on the financial side, like right before when we were talking on YouTube, before we went live on the air. How is this, I don't know, is it helping or hurting some of these folks that are looking at investing? Is now the time to start buying some investments possibly, or is it not the time? I guess give me some financial advice before we talk about going after some elk.
Well, you know what? I've been getting that call a lot. So, I would say personally, you need to look at, and I hate to sound like, a fence setter here or political, but that's such a broad question in the sense that depending on where you're at, if you're in that band or group of people that's looking at retiring in the next 7 to 10 years, we should have had you diversified already. And this has been a weird one because not only stocks and bonds took it, but stocks took a hit, bonds took a hit as well. And so everybody's going to feel it and everybody's going to be corrected. I believe the market will rebound. I believe the market's coming back. I think it's already showed that. This wasn't a credit swap default collapse or a ledger collapse or a banking system collapse like we saw in 2008 with the credit default swaps and a market that was propped up with falsified, home values. And then if you go way back to the 20s, it's not a banking collapse. There was cash. There was a surplus of cash in the market, and the markets rebounded to it. And you saw that this last week. We had an okay to strong week, and everybody can see that. So I'm not telling anybody what they don't know. But the fact of the matter is we need to get the economy moving. People need to get back to work. Beef prices need to come up. Oil prices need to come up. And I think that'll happen. Is it going to be in the next 12 months? No, but we're a tough country. Here's one thing you want to remember with all this. There's this group of people out there called millennials. And they're coming because of the Great Recession, they're coming into the working world a little later. And the tail end of them are just getting their shot into the market and into the job world, and they want to go have their peak earning years, and they want to get something out of the market. They're going to create cool things. They're going to have neat inventions, and life is going to go with them. And so we can't bet against them. and you can't bet against the American spirit. And because we all want the chance for happiness, peace, and liberty and prosperity. And so, I know it's tough times out there, but my personal feeling on it is might be 12 to 18 months. The Great Recession was almost 3 years. So let's get back to work, America, and great things will happen. So that's my thought.
Well, do you think this is getting blown out of proportion, or do you think all the states are doing the right thing? I know North and South Dakota are almost doing quite a bit of the same things here. Governor Christie, I'm sure locked things down in South Dakota quite a bit too.
Yeah, I didn't think she was gonna, and then one day we had 180 degrees the other way.
Yeah.
My personal feelings is that all states are not created equal. And some of us that lived in big cities, that grew up on farms in Iowa, chose to move out west here into a small town and raise our kids 14 years ago. I'm talking about myself. And this state is not created equal to Oregon, Washington, New York, Louisiana, and Florida. And if I wanted to live there, I would have lived there, and I didn't. Yeah. And they have to take precautions we have to take economically, socially, medically, and we know that based on our health insurance rates, and we know that based on our auto insurance rates, and the actuaries don't lie on that stuff. And so I think that what we got to do is listen more than just fear. And that's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And that's my perspective as being in the financial business for the last 28 years.
Yeah. So how's this hurting what's it doing to the outfitting side of things? Because they're telling us you can't be more than 6 feet away from somebody. So is it taking a dent on your outfitting business as well, or not?
Yeah, the outfitting business is actually taking a bigger dent than the hunting business or the financial services business. But
okay.
It's been interesting because the hunting business hasn't taken the dent you think it would. It came more from, and I hate to say this because I don't want to jump on the wagon of the I guess or pick a side, but really like shutting down the turkey season application and allotment for licenses in Nebraska. I talked to the largest. We book hunts and take people to one of the greatest turkey experiences you can have in Nebraska. He has the largest turkey outfitting camp in the world. He sells more turkey hunts than anybody else. He just does a great job, and he shut off. $380,000 in revenues done not because people didn't want to drive out, not because people didn't want to come hunting, but because the government said you can't get a license. Well, they train people how to purchase license because they let them get them over the counter, and there's always a surplus of it. So it's kind of always a part of his culture when they get into town that afternoon. Let's go to town. Let's have go to the local pub. Let's have a beer and a burger and go get your license. Well, that got all shut down, and he had 14 hunters, and that was it. And so what we're seeing is the shutting down of borders, the not letting us run and do what we want to, even though we wouldn't be in a condensed herd group of people, that's what's hurt it. But we've had very little hunters say, I want my money back. They just said, hey, you know what? These are tough times. We'll roll it to next. And guys that don't have a lot of money are saying that. And they're still looking at wanting to go hunting right when it's over. And I heard you open your thing today with, get out there. We're lucky in South Dakota, North Dakota. You know what? We can go hiking. We can go shed hunting. Yeah. We can go shoot our rifles this afternoon. There's a lot of fun things to go do. And, but our memberships are up, our application service is up. That part of our business is up. I think people are going, when this is over, I'm going hunting. When this is over, I'm going fishing.
Yeah.
And so, yep.
It's like people can't wait to get out, and it's too bad they don't have that spirit every season, but I never thought about other states. I mean, $300 and some $1,000 of revenue. You think about some of these hunting dollars, they go back into the conservation and helping, a lot of the wildlife here. There's a lot of those dollars that are going to be missing this year.
Well, I'll give you an example. Well, we talked to him for quite a. Go ahead.
I hate to break in, but we're close to a break here, so we're going to save that for the other side of the break. How's that?
You're good.
Okay.
All right. Sounds great.
You bet. I hate doing that, cutting people off. Brian Mayman from Rolling Bones Outfitters is my guest. If you want to call in, have any calls or questions, comments, the phone number is toll-free 888-9-DAKOTA. That's 888-932-5682. Again, 888-932-5682. 2 if you'd like to call in. And remember, you're automatically put on hold, and we'll get to your call as soon as I can. Hey, you're listening to Dakota Prairie Outdoors on great stations all across the Northern Plains here. KCJB up in Minot, North Dakota, KLTC in Dickinson, KFYR in Bismarck, and KOLY, Mobridge, South Dakota, along with our capital city in South Dakota, KGFX in Pierre. Hey, we'll be back right after these messages on all these stations.
Hi, this is Andy Murdoch with Piper's Auctioneers, inviting you to any one of these exceptional upcoming farm retirement auctions featuring John Deere and Case Combine, Freightliner, International, and Peterbilt semis, lots of grain trailers, John Deere 1770 corn planters, Patriot sprayers, and an excellent selection of construction equipment and more. These April auctions are all timed online-only auctions from Sharon, Bowman, Jamestown, and Steele, North Dakota. For full inventory and online bidding on dozens of land and equipment auctions throughout the upper Midwest, log on to Pifers.com.
From big loans to small personal loans, you can bring your dreams into focus with Dakota Community Bank and Trust. We make getting a business or a personal loan so simple, you'll want to work with us time and time again. With competitive rates, we offer personal, ag, farm, business and commercial loans, home loans, and more. Stop into your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust for a quality, hometown community banking experience we pride ourselves in. Equal housing lender and member FDIC.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. The Medicine Rocks Angus Ranch Annual Production Sale, April 24th, 1 p.m. Mountain Time at the Bowman Auction Market. New this year, you can bid on the internet. Sign up at FrontierLivesale.com or call any of the sale representatives to bid for you. Go to MedicineRocksRanch.com or find them on Facebook for more information. 80 head of bulls and 70 head of fancy commercial heifers at the Medicine Rocks Angus Ranch Annual Production Sale, April 24th, 1 p.m. Mountain Time at the Bowman Auction Market. We want amazing innovations to drive progress for generations. We want jobs and careers for generations. We want American energy production that protects our land and the wildlife for generations. Today, the advanced technologies deployed by the North Dakota oil and gas producers are making that happen. And with the promise of emerging technologies, the energy of North Dakota has a very bright future for generations to come. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. To learn more, visit energyofnorthdakota.com. The Erlacher Angus Ranch is having their second production sale. You heard that right. June 1st at the Bowman Auction Market, Bowman, North Dakota. Greg will be selling his 18 to 24-month-old bulls that were late calvers. These bulls have not been offered for sale before. 25 head of quality bulls just in time to get out the pasture and cover females. For more information, you can find them on the web or on Facebook, Erlacher Angus and Sales. Again, Erlacher Angus Ranch, Part 2, second production sale, June 1st, Bowman Auction Market.
Looking for a home loan? Dakota Community Bank and Trust has an experienced team of home loan professionals ready to put their services to work for you. We've been recognized statewide multiple times as a champion of affordable housing for mortgage lending. Therefore, we believe we are the best place to get a mortgage. Stop into your local branch or visit DakotaCommunityBank.com to find out what their mortgage team can do for you. That's DakotaCommunityBank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
Hi, this is Andy Murdoch with Piper's Auctioneers, inviting you to any one of these exceptional upcoming farm retirement auctions featuring John Deere and Case Combine, Freightliner, International, and Peterbilt semis, lots of grain trailers, John Deere 1770 corn planters, Patriot sprayers, and an excellent selection of construction equipment and more. These April auctions are all timed online-only auctions from Sharon, Bowman, Jamestown, and Steele, North Dakota. For full inventory and online bidding on dozens of land and equipment auctions throughout the upper Midwest, log on to Pifers.com.
The Medicine Rocks Angus Ranch Annual Production Sale, April 24th, 1 p.m. Mountain Time at the Bowman Auction Market. New this year, you can bid on the internet. Sign up at frontierlivesale.com or call any of the sale representatives to bid for you. Go to medicinerocksranch.com or find them on Facebook for more information. 80 head of bulls and 70 head of fancy commercial heifers at the Medicine Rocks Angus Ranch Annual Production Sale, April 24th, 1 p.m. Mountain Time at the Bowman Auction Market. Welcome back, everybody. Dakota Prairie Outdoors continues on I'd like to say a beautiful Saturday morning, but this is going to put a little hitch in my calving step here this morning. Hopefully the babies are down in the draws, staying warm a little bit here. Brian Mayman from Rolling Bones Outfitters joins me here for another 10 minutes before I have to let him go here. But Brian, so the question before we went into the break time here, go ahead, and I completely forgot what it was because during the break you and I talked about a whole bunch of other things.
The $380,000.
Yeah,
economic
there you go.
Displacement.
Yes, economic displacement for the hunting dollars, because I mean, you want to talk about a lot of money that the United States of America makes just from the people hunting. It's crazy amount of money. But is what's going to happen to the conservation side of things with these dollars being so short?
I don't know, and I would suspect that's who's going to get hit the hardest is the conservation side of things. When you talk about hunters and guides and outfitters, they I always say that before they set any regulations, they should talk to a rancher or a guide that owns a territory, because they know their land better than anybody, and they know what's going on with the wild livestock there, if you will. Mm-hmm. And this gentleman, he takes a significant amount of that money on leases that he works on, and he puts it back into food plots and shelter belts for birds and just everything you can possibly imagine, because to retain the critters and to build the trophy opportunities he has for his hunters, it takes a lot of work, and that takes a lot of dollars. And those dollars are going to be gone. So it's definitely a tip it over. Where it falls and how it all rolls out, we don't know yet, but it's going to have its effect.
It's like, you look at all the small mom and pop businesses on any main street in small town America right now, North and South Dakota. It's pretty desolate right now with everything. A lot of businesses are closed up, or they're trying to do what they can to do curbside here. But when it comes to the setting up, if somebody wants to say, you know what, we're looking at Rolling Bones Outfitters website, I want to go on let's go caribou hunting. Can we still call you up and line this up, or are you telling people to kind of hold off a little bit before to see what happens after this pandemic?
You know what? That's a great question, and thanks for asking it. We have booked hunts through this. We booked a couple hunts yesterday. Okay. We are still booking hunts. All the outfitters that we work with are 100% vetted. And with our matchmaking service in there, it appropriately, you can see what your best fits are. Then you can make a choice based on the geographic regions and what you think. And so the reason I say that, I don't want to sound like a commercial, but really, we're booking them, because at the end of the day, when this is over, like you said, I think they're looking at saying, hey, I'm going to get out there, I'm going to go hunting, and here's where we're going to go, and this is what I'm going to do. And the hunts we have booked this last 4 weeks has been an interesting thing. They've been lower dollar amounts, totally understandable, and they've been father and son or family trips. Last night we talked to a big group that wants to go goose hunting, duck hunting, and they want to take their family. And this guy usually goes out and spends a bunch of money killing a big elk or a big mule deer. Called in, said, "Not this year. I'm going to take my family. We're going to go a goose and duck hunt." I said, okay. So yeah. We're just seeing different thoughts.
Do you think that some of the spouses, I'm not going to say either male or female on this, but some of the spouses might want their other spouse to get the heck out of the house, and maybe they're okay with them going on hunting?
I can promise you that. So I think that's what a lot. I heard the joke the other day. The husband was told that he had two choices. He could spend 6 more weeks with his wife and kids, or he could go, and he said, "I'll take choice B." Yeah. So anyway.
I've seen that too.
So no, it's I would say a lot of people are ready to get out and ready to go.
Yeah.
And I don't think we can hold them in much longer.
And probably what a great time, for me, I'm life really hasn't changed for me except trying to get some supplies once in a while. But what a great time if you are stuck at home. Some people call it that. I think it's great that you're spending more time with the family. But what a great time to get out and get to the range, do some shooting, and try to hone in on your skills because if you book a hunt with you guys and you get that chance to get that monster 400 plus inch elk in your sights, you want to make sure that your shot's on, I guess, right?
Well, it's funny you say that because we did a podcast yesterday on exactly that. Why to go to shooting schools. And we have not canceled our shooting schools this summer. We got guys begging us not to. We'll drive out there. We'll do whatever you have to. And the simple fact is that you can't buy trigger time. You got to earn trigger time. And we see that that's probably the number one Achilles heel of most people that come from back east to go hunting out west, or that just don't get a lot of trigger time. They're not a rancher. They didn't grow up with a 22 rifle or a BB gun. So they throw up and shoot something fast. It's trigger time. And right now, boy, oh boy, I'd be at the range. I'd be shooting my bow. I'd be shooting my rifle. I think Scott, that is such a great comment.
And prairie dogs are out right now. So if you want real fun trigger time, it's more fun than shooting paper. Talk about your school here. I guess, on your website, I did see that you offer shooting school. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's more of a hunting school.
Okay.
Everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, a lot of people do extended range, long range, and I have all that equipment. I went to my first long range shooting school in 2001. And so I've been doing it before it was cool. And I know you have too, Scott. And it was simply to go shoot coyotes. I wanted to get better at it. And so, and I wanted to understand it. What we do is we do an extended range shooting school. So we put an emphasis on that 200 yards might be a long shot if the wind's blowing 25 miles an hour and it's, snowing and sleeting out 150, it's all relative. We do teach MOAs. We have them shoot out to a mile by the end of the class, but we emphasize how to use your pack, how to use terrain you have, how to get your chicken wing. We call it chicken wing. Your right arm steady when you're sitting on the side of a hill and a coyote's coming in or a big mule deer's coming in or something, and you need to get, all like Jabba the Hutt pulled in, everything tight so you can make that shot at 405 yards or whatever it is. And so we spend a lot of time in a hunting application, and we reference coyote hunting and mule deer hunting and open prairie hunting a lot with the micro terrain you have. So that's, it's unique in that fact that it's a lot of fun. You shoot 200 rounds, you're going to allow trigger time, and it's going to be a good time. You should come down sometime, be my guest.
I would love to do that. I really would. It's just, it's always fun for me to learn from somebody else because there might be a little tip or a trick that you never thought of before. And it might be something as simple as I don't even know. I was shooting with a long range guy from the military a few years back, and he never put his thumb around the stock of his rifle. His thumb was right on the side of it, and I never seen that before. And when I'm shooting long range, I pull my thumb out, and I do the same thing now because it just controls it a little bit more. But hey, how do people get in touch with you? Whether they want to book a hunt, go to the shooting school, maybe they need some financial advice at this time. Throw it out there. How do people find Brian Mayman right now?
Yeah, you can call us at the office, 605-644-8000, 605-644-8000, or just go to rollingbones.com or rollingbonesoutfitters.com. And we're right there. A big button says contact us. Leave us an email. I'll personally call you back. We have 4 concierge members in the office all the time. You want to talk hunting, you want to talk calibers, you want to talk rifles, you want to talk outdoors. You just need to talk to somebody right now. We're there Monday through Friday and Saturday mornings, and we love to talk hunting and outdoors, and I appreciate you having me on today.
Hey, absolutely. And maybe when you have this school, the hunting school, maybe I could do my Saturday morning show from there. That'd be great.
We would absolutely love it, and we'd love to have you, Scott. It'd be a lot of fun. We shoot straight up 30-degree angles, 400 yards, straight down 600 yards. We get a lot of cool applications to hunting. So it's a lot of fun. It's just we eat ribeye steaks, we sport the beef.
Yeah,
might have a few adult sodas afterwards, and we enjoy the world we live in, the freedom of America.
You bet. Brian, thank you so much for coming on the program. Have yourself a great weekend.
Yeah, you as well. Happy Easter.
Yeah, you too. Happy Easter. Brian Mammon, Rolling Bones Outfitters. Go and check them out on the website, also on their Facebook page too, social media. Hey, we'll be back on the second half of the program to check in with John Murphy out of the South Dakota Game and Fish, see what's happening on the game and fish side of things right here. Dakota Prairie Outdoors. You can also find me at dakotaprairieoutdoors.com and also YouTube, Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio live right now. We'll be back right after these messages.
Hi, this is Andy Murdoch with Piper's Auctioneers, inviting you to any one of these exceptional upcoming farm retirement auctions featuring John Deere and Case Combine, Freightliner International and Peterbilt semis, lots of grain trailers, John Deere 1770 corn planters, Patriot sprayers, and an excellent selection of construction equipment and more. These April auctions are all timed online-only auctions from Sharon, Bowman, Jamestown, and Steele, North Dakota. For full inventory and online bidding on dozens of land and equipment auctions throughout the upper Midwest, log on to pifers.com.
From big loans to small personal loans, you can bring your dreams into focus with Dakota Community Bank and Trust. We make getting a business or a personal loan so simple, you'll want to work with us time and time again. With competitive rates, we offer personal, ag, farm, business and commercial loans, home loans, and more. Stop into your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust for a quality, hometown community banking experience we pride ourselves in. Equal housing lender and member FDIC.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. The Medicine Rocks Angus Ranch Annual Production Sale, April 24th, 1 p.m. Mountain Time at the Bowman Auction Market. New this year, you can bid on the internet. Sign up at frontierlivesale.com or call any of the sale representatives to bid for you. Go to medicinerocksranch.com or find them on Facebook for more information. 80 head of bulls and 70 head of fancy commercial heifers at the Medicine Rocks Angus Ranch Annual Production Sale, April 24th, 1 p.m. Mountain Time at the Bowman Auction Market. We want amazing innovations to drive progress for generations. We want jobs and careers for generations. We want American energy production that protects our land and the wildlife for generations. Today, the advanced technologies deployed by the North Dakota oil and gas producers are making that happen. And with the promise of emerging technologies, the energy of North Dakota has a very bright future for generations to come. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. To learn more, visit energyofnorthdakota.com. The Erlacher Angus Ranch is having their second production sale. You heard that right. June 1st at the Bowman Auction Market, Bowman, North Dakota. Greg will be selling his 18 to 24-month-old bulls that were late calvers. These bulls have not been offered for sale before. 25 head of quality bulls just in time to get out the pasture and cover females. For more information, you can find them on the web or on Facebook, Erlacher Angus and Sales. Again, Erlacher Angus Ranch, Part 2, second production sale, June 1st, Bowman Auction Market.
Looking for a home loan? Dakota Community Bank and Trust has an experienced team of home loan professionals ready to put their services to work for you. We've been recognized statewide multiple times as a champion of affordable housing for mortgage lending. Therefore, we believe we are the best place to get a mortgage. Stop into your local branch or visit dakotacommunitybank.com to find out what their mortgage team can do for you. That's dakotacommunitybank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
Hi, this is Andy Murdoch with Piper's Auctioneers, inviting you to any one of these exceptional upcoming farm retirement auctions featuring John Deere and Case Combine, Freightliner, International, and Peterbilt semis, lots of grain trailers, John Deere 1770 corn planters, Patriot sprayers, and an excellent selection of construction equipment and more. These April auctions are all timed online-only auctions from Sharon, Bowman, Jamestown, and Steele, North Dakota. For full inventory and online bidding on dozens of land and equipment auctions throughout the upper Midwest, log on to Pifers.com.
The Medicine Rocks Angus Ranch Annual Production Sale, April 24th, 1 p.m. Mountain Time at the Bowman Auction Market. New this year, you can bid on the internet. Sign up at frontierlivesale.com or call any of the sale representatives to bid for you. Go to medicinerocksranch.com or find them on Facebook for more information. 80 head of bulls and 70 head of fancy commercial heifers at the Medicine Rocks Angus Ranch Annual Production Sale, April 24th, 1 p.m. Mountain Time at the Bowman Auction Market. Welcome back, everybody. Dakota Prairie Outdoors continues on a Saturday morning, broadcasting out of the bunkhouse at the ranch somewhere in the Badlands here. Looking out here, a few flakes of snow, but nothing too crazy yet. Not like the Black Hills of South Dakota. It's supposed to get, 16 to 20 inches down there. But let's go to Pierce, South Dakota. John Murphy from the South Dakota Game Fish Parks. How are you doing this morning, John? Good morning to you.
I am doing great. I'm sitting here on top of the dam by Lake Oahe here, and I can kind of see the rain coming, but hopefully we don't get any snow like they do, but hopefully you do all right up there too, Scott.
Yeah, well, it's that time of this year, I think, where it's really unpredictable at this point. I mean, you can either get really nice temperature. We've had really, really nice temperatures here for calving here, so I guess a few days of this, I can deal with it here, because just like North and South Dakota both, today is a special day if you're going after turkeys, because we still have a turkey season. I just got off the phone with Rolling Bones Outfitters out of Spearfish, and he says Nebraska pretty much canceled their entire turkey season down there, and that's a lot of dollars. So North and South Dakota, if you're worried about it, we can still get outside and go turkey hunting today, can't we?
Yep. In South Dakota today, it is the opener for the spring shotgun season. So yeah, people still can get out there and enjoy the outdoors. I don't know, you can do more social distancing than hunting. It's get away from everybody else and get after it. But today would have been a perfect morning to get out and try to call some turkeys here in Pierre. If the wind's not blowing, a little bit of sun out, and so it's one of those deals here.
Do you have separate season for shotgun and archery in turkey season, or do you guys just combine it, let anybody use what they want?
Well, our shotgun season, you can actually use, it's a choice of any, you can use your bow or you can use a shotgun, but we do have an archery season too, and our archery season actually opened last week. So we have both seasons going on right now, and it's crazy. I'm just sitting here on the dam. It's kind of funny. I was watching these guys fish down below me, and I think they might have caught a salmon. I saw a net come up, so that's kind of neat.
And they're sitting there looking at you. Are you in the state vehicle, or the?
I'm sitting on top of a hill. I don't know if they can quite see my truck, but it's kind of interesting. I was watching these guys, and they looked like a kid net a fish. So hopefully get a little fishing in today too there.
Yeah. Oh, do you have a siren on that? Could you scare them a little bit for me right now? And
yeah, we're supposed to keep away from people. We're supposed to be nice out. But no, our spring turkey season opened today. It opened in the Black Hills too, and some of the big things we're big about safety out there. In turkey season, we traditionally don't have very many hunting accidents or any accidents, but we just remind people, make sure they know what their behind their target is. And with those decoys these days, they are so realistic. Make sure you know your target out there, so you're not shooting somebody's decoy or doing anything like that.
It's one thing about turkey season. You see people, either they're together inside of a blind or sometimes spot and stalking, but they're not really hunting together. When you see, especially on public land up near my place here, when it comes to deer season, it seems like they all flock to the same area. Turkey season, it's like they don't want nothing to do with anybody. So hopefully they can get that social distancing down a little bit. We're discussing dollars in hunting dollars in the first half of the program. What is South Dakota Game Fish and Parks doing for season-wise? Are you guys letting everything stay as is and letting people hunt, or are you thinking you might need to reel things back once in a while here?
As is right now, our administration with Game and Fish and I'm sure they're consulting the governor too. We're as is, get out and hunt and fish, just practice the social distancing, good hygiene. You know, if you're at a boat ramp, you know, if there's 3 people on the dock or 2 people on the dock, you might wait till they get out of there before you put your boat in, things like that. But for the outdoor stuff, we're pretty open. Our campgrounds are open here. Our state ones are. Our the only thing that is not open is our comfort stations. So if people want to go camping and use our facilities, you know,
sure,
the shower houses won't be open, but they still can go camping. So pretty much we're doing everything we usually do. We're just telling people to get out, get some fresh air, and just make sure you're staying away from other people. Well, that's the big thing.
How about fish cleaning stations? You guys still allowing people to use them?
We did not open them yet. One of the issues was just keeping them clean all the time, so they are not open. But everything else is. The only 2 things that we don't have open right now are comfort stations in the campgrounds and fish cleaning stations. But our state parks are open and our boat ramps are open and all that stuff.
Yeah. Mountain lion season, especially in the Black Hills, it looks, I saw your latest report. You're up to 40 some cats out of the 60, and a pretty successful year this year, I would think, right?
Yeah, you know, I don't deal with the mountain lions too often. We get a few coming through here once in a great while, but I did look this morning too, and I say we're up to 44.
44, yeah.
And I think we can get and I think we can get up to 60 total, and then the season runs to the end of this month. And you know, this might give a shot here at the end of the season for maybe a couple hours for people to track a few mountain lions here at the end. But I see we still got a few days left here. We got the rest of the month coming up, so maybe a couple of people can harvest a couple more cats out there. But yeah, it's it looks like we're up to 44. So
yeah,
check that daily roll.
Yeah, 23 females and 21 males, and if we reach 40 females, but that's pretty unlikely at this point of how many cats you're taking. I mean, you only have 16 left to hit your total quota. So I tell you what, I was talking to Trenton Heffley over in the Black Hills here a couple weeks ago, and I think they were kind of saying the same thing that you just stated, is some of the cat hunters kind of wanted a little bit of snow. So I don't know if 16 to 20 inches is a little bit to them, because I know they've been getting hammered with snowstorms this year. So
yeah, it might make it a little tough too if the snow happens, and then you know it's going to melt super fast, and that's going to make tracking pretty difficult. But you never know.
Get some more cats down. What else is happening game and fish wise down there?
You know, our commission right now is looking at a new prairie elk season unit, which is going to comprise most of the counties west of the Missouri River. We got a few more elk out there, which is good on the landscape, but it seems that some of our elk are doing a little damage to some producers' hay and crops, and we're looking at opening a bigger area for a season to alleviate some of the depredation issues we're having. It sounds like we're having some out on the Cheyenne River, but it's a new concept they're looking at. It hasn't got through the commission yet totally, but they're looking at it, and it's something people can comment on right now. And you know, in South Dakota, I'm sure with North Dakota, drawing an elk tag is a pretty big deal, and looks like we're going to give a little more opportunity for that maybe. So, but our elk numbers look like to be going up a little bit, and they're spreading out a little bit. They're trying to get out there on the prairie, so the elk are dispersing a little bit, it looks like too. So that's something we're looking at. And
that's west of the Missouri River, is what you call the prairie season out there, you know, barring the Black Hills and Custer Park, I'm guessing.
Yep. And Harding County will still be its own unit, it looks like, up there. But they're just looking at it right now. The commission's talking about it. It's not been finalized or anything, but it's something they're looking at. And I'm sure if people want to comment on it, they can jump on and put their comments in. But it's something they're looking at. We're just having some issues with some depredation of some of the elk that have left the hills, and some of the ranchers are getting, you know, some of them have talked up to 30, 40, 50, 60 head of elk on some of their places. So,
yeah, they do. It's amazing how much damage they can do. I know I went and checked on a couple stacks of hay here 2 days ago, and they did a lot of damage on them rows of hay bales. I guess they love hitting that net wrap a little bit around their antlers, but good part, I guess, here in the last couple of weeks, all the elk have dropped their antlers up in this neck of the woods. I suppose South Dakota, same thing. There's a lot of people that are going shed hunting, isn't there?
Yeah, there's been a lot of people out shed hunting, and with the times these days right now, it's a good time to get out and walk, and a lot of families out there too. And it's been good for that. Some other stuff going on right now, Lake Oahe, which is our big lake. The northern fishing's been really excellent up here. So we've seen a lot of people out northern fishing with their kids, and has been kind of neat. And I've been seeing quite a few big fish actually. So,
any state records coming out of there?
None that I know of yet, but you never know. I saw a couple northerners were up around that 20, 22 pound range, which are huge. I've seen some pictures of some of my friends' kids with some 15-pound northerns, and actually I took my wife out the other night and we went fishing for a while, and she caught one about 10. So
nice.
The northern fishing is going on right now in Lake Hawaii if people want to do that. Not too much walleye fishing yet, but I'm sure that's going to pick up here in the next couple weeks, I would suspect, especially up there in that Mobridge area.
Yeah. So most people going after northerns, are they shore fishing or are they jumping in a boat and doing this?
You can do it either way. So if you want to catch them off the shore, usually if you go find some smelt, you usually have to go get it from a grocery store or a tackle place and get some smelt. They use a big old bobber and they just leave that smelt almost on the bottom. And those northerns like to cruise up through those bays. The water's a little bit warmer up there. And we'll catch them that way. And actually the one my wife caught the other night, we were actually out in the boat when we were actually pulling plugs and caught one on a plug.
Okay.
That was you can catch them a little bit every way, but this is if you like the bobber fish, northern fishing's the way to go.
So what's your best way of doing the walleye here? Do you pickle it or fillet it? How do you eat it?
Well, the northerns, the northerns, I usually just fillet them and eat them. They're kind of hard to clean. You got to kind of get on. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there show you how to do it. Get away from those bones. The white bones and northerns are pretty tough. But I've had them both, but usually simplest is to fillet it up and fry it up, and it's pretty good that way.
So when did the ice come off of Lake Oahe? Was it quite a while back, or is still a few chunks here and there?
On the lower end, it came off probably, I would say 3 weeks ago. And the way the ice usually comes off Lake Hawaii, starts down by Pier and works its way up. And I think I was talking to a couple of guys the other day, I think last week it came off up there around Mobridge, kind of get everything cleared up. But yeah, it's totally off now. The water temp, it was about 37 degrees, so it hasn't warmed up a whole lot, but it is ice free. And the water level's probably 6, 8, 10 feet down from what it was last fall. The Corps has been doing a lot of moving water out for water coming into the system here. So actually, we're looking in really good shape right now. So
you're not looking at any floods situations at all in Lake Hawaii this year, are you?
No. And the Corps has been doing a fairly decent job. Their biggest concerns down in Nebraska and Iowa, and I think they've been evacuating enough water that hopefully we don't get a ton of moisture and filling everything up, but we'll see that. But, here in 3 weeks, we could be back in drought again and need farmers and going to need some rain too. So,
yeah, I guess you guys have been hit pretty hard in the wintertime in that side of the state. You got a few extra snowstorms in the western side of the state did. So I'm guessing your water table should be pretty good right now. Farmers are probably thinking about getting in there and heading out. So shed hunting is one of the questions. A text message comes up, says, do you guys have any laws on shed hunting in South Dakota?
On public lands, you can pick up sheds, but the kicker is it's got to be a shed. If you go out there and find a dead deer with the head, horns attached, you cannot pick any of those up.
Yeah.
So it has to be a shed, and that's pretty much our only law that we have in South Dakota. Is you can't possess a head without an actual license from like hunting season.
Sure.
So the sheds are good to go. It's going to be a bigger sport out there. I know some people got their dogs trained to go find them, and so I see a lot more people doing it. Last couple of weeks, a lot of people have been out doing it. So yeah, that's about the only thing in South Dakota you got to worry about. Just make sure you are picking up sheds. If it's not a shed, if it's an animal that's died for some unknown reason, leave it there because you can't possess that stuff. So
even a deadhead, if you find one, you can't go to a game warden and get I guess in North Dakota, we can go to our game warden and get a deadhead tag, and they allow us to tag it with that. Can you do that same in South Dakota?
We do have one stipulation with that. We do allow landowners to take them, but the deal is if you have an animal that's dead on your property, call your local game warden or conservation officer. We'll come out, inspect it real quick, make sure there's no foul play going on with it, And as soon as we call it good, we'll actually give you a letter to authorize you to have it.
Okay.
But that is the only stipulation that somebody else can pick one up. It has to be a landowner on their own land, and make sure you call us before you go pick it up.
Not on public.
Usually we'll hear about it, or, I'll get a couple calls a year. Some really nice deer have died from something, and go out and look at them, and the landowner will want them, and we'll get them a letter. But yeah, that's the only stipulation. If you're on public land, you got to leave them alone. So.
Okay. Talking about shed hunting and how big a sport that's kind of grown into. Some states are having, certain shed hunting dates. It's an actual season. Do you ever see South Dakota going to something like that if it gains more and more popularity as it has?
Oh, I don't know if it would or not. We have enough open areas that people can get out and look for them. And I think the western states where they have those dates, I think the reason they use those dates is they don't want people up in their wintering grounds,
sure,
harassing those animals in the winter when they're trying to get by, and they're just struggling to survive. So in South Dakota, I don't think we have that issue. But you never know. If it gets more popular, you might have to do some more regulation with it too. But we as a department don't like to write lots of regs, because more regs makes more confusion, more problems, and things like that too. So I don't see us doing it, but you never know.
Yeah. Could you imagine having to get a shed hunting license? How the residents of either South or North Dakota would go up in arms against that?
yeah, that would not go really very well.
Yeah. So what else is anything else happening in South Dakota that you need to get out information right now?
Not really. Just the social distancing thing with the COVID-19 stuff. We have a lot of people out fishing in boats. You go out boating, Missouri River, the walleye bite's starting here, especially Chamberlain area up through here, down at Pickstown. Just make sure you got all your equipment in your boats. Make sure you guys are safe. Make sure you have licenses and all that. But the biggest thing, I know a lot of people want to get out there. Just make sure you take your time at the boat ramps and just kind of stay away from everybody else. We want to make this a safe and an enjoyable spring, and we don't want to have any issues with that way. So people just need to be reminded to make sure they're doing their social distancing while they're out enjoying the outdoors too.
When does you guys have to have fishing licenses, or the new yearly pass here for residents? When was that again? Was that April 1st?
Nope, actually ours start on January 1.
No, it is January. Okay.
Yep. So our licenses, you can buy one January 1st. So if I buy a license for 2020, I buy it on January 1st. It's good until January 31st of 2021.
Okay.
So we give you one extra month. So usually everybody tries to get their new license at the end of January, but we're more on the calendar year in South Dakota. Since we don't have fishing seasons per se like Minnesota does, we just try to stay on the calendar year, and we want less confusion that way. We don't have to make it like April 15th, get your license. So ours is at the end of January.
Just makes it easier that way. Calendar year, stick with that. Well, John, if people have questions, comments, you guys still able to take phone calls? I'm guessing your offices are closed.
Yes, all our game and fish offices are closed, but we're still out working. Actually, all our biologists are working from home. The COs are still out doing their thing. But if you guys want to get a hold of us, you can go online. There is if you go on there, you'll have all our numbers, and those are all our cell numbers. So you can call us on there. If you go in the fishing or hunting handbooks, right in the front page, our numbers are on there too. And we do have an information line too, just for general questions, and they're answering that still too. So lots of ways to get a hold of us. Just get on there and give us a call. We'll be sure to happy and help you out and talk to you and figure out what's going on.
Perfect. Well, John, I appreciate you taking a little time here on the Saturday morning and watching people fish while you're on the radio, man. I appreciate that quite a bit. Have yourself a great weekend and happy Easter to you.
You too. Thank you.
You bet. John Murphy, South Dakota Game, Fish, and Parks. I'm Scott Buckner. Hey, big thanks to Brian Mayman coming on the first half of the show from Rolling Bones Outfitters. Appreciate that, too. If you are wondering about bull sales, they're still going on, okay? Whether you got to do it via video or you want to show up in person, that's your choice. Just make sure to just social distance a little bit. Medicine Rocks Angus sale, April 24th, Bowman Auction Market. That is still rocking and rolling. But if you do want to bid online, they set it up with frontierlivesale.com. Again, frontierlivesale.com if you would like to bid on that. And the Urlacher Ranch going to have their second sale of 2020 coming your way. And that sale is going to be, get this going here, June 1st. So hopefully everything will be settled down by then. Urlacher Ranch, you're going to have 25 more head at the Bowman Auction Market. If you want more information, contact Greg Urlacher over there in that New England Regent area. Hey, thanks for tuning in to my radio program here for another Saturday morning on Dakota Prairie Outdoors. You can go to my website, dakotaprairieoutdoors.com, for my daily program, or listen to it right here on any one of these 5 great radio stations. And make sure to keep checking YouTube live and subscribe to that as well so I can do more on the road. Have yourself a great weekend. Happy Easter. All right. Radio stations, thank you so much. YouTube, thank you guys for tuning in again here this morning. Appreciate that. Have yourself a great day. Happy Easter to you. And I don't know, keep that social distancing down here. You know, you can still 6 feet. You can still hand off a jug of whiskey from one person to the next, and that's about the right distance. So there you go. Have yourself a great day. Happy Easter, YouTube. Talk to you later next week.